South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Friday. We welcome you to the show coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard and the South Point Streaming Network, South Point Studios here in Las Vegas. We welcome you to the show. All of you watching us on YouTube, where I guess there's going to be a football game on tonight on YouTube. How about that? All right, anyhow, we welcome you to the show via YouTube. And all of you running around town early this morning, listening to us on our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And, of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com.vegas.world. I think I got them all. .com.vegas.world and .global. Yeah, got .global there, too. Forgot that one. In any case. And, of course, wherever you get your podcasting. And, of course, we got the apps for you on your devices, your iPhones, your Androids, and your Googles. Go to KSHP and get the KSHP one. You can listen to us on the radio, the YouTube one. Of course, you can see and hear us. Anyhow, you know all of those platforms that we have. The podcasting, I have no idea all the podcasts we're on, but we got an array of podcasts as well. So however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show for this Friday as we ramp up for the weekend. 3 more days to go until we close down Del Mar, where that turf meets the surf. It has been a very interesting Del Mar season. No doubt about it. And we're going to get done to this weekend, of course, with the Del Mar debutante for the 2-year-old fillies and the Del Mar futurity with the 2-year-old colts and geldings. And Bob Baffert is loaded in both of those races. We'll get into them a little bit later on with Jonathan Hardoon today. And, of course, the big racing card coming up tomorrow at Kentucky Downs. My goodness. 4 $2 million races. 2 races with a purse value of $2.5 million. And 1 Breeders' Cup winning win, all at Kentucky Downs tomorrow. And, of course, Del Mar will have 3 stakes races. That will include the Del Mar debutante and another Grade 2 among the 3. Colonial Downs is going to have 6 stakes races tomorrow. That is highlighted by the Grade 3 Dominion Derby there. Canterbury Park is going to have 6 of their stakes races there. Gulfstream Park is featuring the Florida Sires Stakes Series with 2 of their stakes races for Florida breds. And, of course, Laurel Park and Woodbine will have a couple of stakes races each. And don't forget about Louisiana Downs having that Super Derby. That Super Derby comes up tomorrow, Saturday, as well. Might very well take a quick look at that on today's show, the Super Derby. At one time, the Super Derby used to be a real big race. As a matter of fact, I think at one time they had like $1 million purse out there, but it is fallen by the wayside, but it's still a great derby for 3-year-olds. And of course, Sunday we'll have closing day at Del Mar with the Del Mar debutante. And another Grade 2 there, 2 stakes races there to wrap up the Del Mar season. And so we got a lot of good stuff happening. A lot of good stuff happening this weekend. Now, they finally settled the dispute there in Oklahoma at Remington Park. Hopefully we'll have more horses running now at Remington Park because the jockeys have settled. The Jockeys Guild there and the track have reached an agreement. It's a 3-year deal. I don't know exactly who gave in, where gave in, but they got it done. And so all the jocks are back riding in Oklahoma at Remington Park, thank goodness. There was like a 1-horse race the other day, a walkover at Remington. Really, folks, get with it. So we got that settled. That's good. And, of course, as I say, Baffert, by the way, is looking for his 12th win in the Del Mar debutante. And out of the 7 horses, the 7 fillies that were entered in the debutante, he's got 3 of them. 2 of them are the favorites. So I'll wait and see about that. Trainer Ray Handel has been suspended 22 days for a drug violation by you-know-who, HISA. HISA got him. And so Ray Handel is going to get a 22-day little vacation sitting on the bench there. The latest on the HISA police blotter there. All right, on today's show, we've got Jonathan Hardoon, who gave us 2 winners yesterday. 2 picks, 2 winners yesterday for Jonathan Hardoon. Of course, Rich Eng will be back with us, maybe talking about the NFL game tonight. There is another NFL game tonight, so we'll get Richie to maybe give us an insight on that. John Lindo will be with us, as well as Jerry Jackwitz, because we have racing today at Del Mar as we begin the last 3 days of the Del Mar season. Looking at what happened yesterday at Kentucky Downs. Boy, just so many big stakes races, big bucks there. Second race, a maiden race on the turf for, obviously on the turf, a maiden race at a mile and 5/16. Jose Ortiz wins for Kenny McPeak with unmerited favor, paying $8.38. The third race, a nice 1 mile race, an allowance race. Sardis wins that for Flavien Prat's first win of the day, and Mike Maker. $35.94 for a Mike Maker and Flavien Prat teamed up race there. All right, the fourth race was at a mile and a half. That one, Come On Defense, with Brian Hernandez aboard, gave Kenny McPeak his second win of the day, paying $5.04 as the favorite. Then we had a nice maiden race for 2-year-old fillies at a mile. Winner there was Imagination the Lady. Imagination the Lady, Flavien Prat's second win of the day, for Brendan Walsh's first win of the day, paying $8.60. Then Brendan Walsh came back in the very next race, the sixth race, at a mile and 5/16 with Masserat, who got up in the final. I'm telling you, this horse got up in the final jump under Ired Ortiz Jr. to win and pay $5.76. And, you know, we were talking about the guys observing what's going on with the odds board there. CAW might have been, we don't know yet in this race, but when this horse is going into the starting gate, the win pool on this horse, 28,000 plus, was bet on this horse. When they finished the race, the total win pool bet on this horse was $57,000 at the finish. A $29,000 difference. They bet 29 grand while he was going into the gate to surpass the 28,000 they had in the 20 minutes that they were betting the race. Just saying. Masserat wins, pays $5.76. And if you saw the race, Ired just got out in time with this horse, moved him to the middle of the track, and I mean, it was just a bam at the wire. He was closing fast. I didn't think it was going to get there, but he did. All right. Seventh race mile. The winner there was Mo Fox Given. Joel Rosario for Mark Casse, paying $25.02. In this race, Wakasu stumbled at the start and unseated jockey Junior Alvarado. Both the jockey and the horse were fine, but the horse was... In fact, this horse in the race did not go to the outside fence. He was down on the inside and was racing with the leaders all the way around the racetrack. So he knew what he was doing, even without a jockey. Anyhow, everybody was okay in that race. The eighth race was the 6.5 furlongs. The winner there was Script. Ired Ortiz Jr.'s second win of the day for Rusty Arnold, paying $10.20. Then the $500,000 One Dreamer Stakes at a mile and 70 yards was the ninth and featured there. Pharaoh's Wine. Jonathan Ardoon selection for us. Pharaoh's Wine won that convincingly with Corey Lannery aboard for Dale Romans, paying $7.42. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for that winner. Pharaoh's Wine wins the One Dreamer. Sparkle Blue was second, and Adrastia was third. All right, in the 10th race, Navy SEAL wins for Victor Espinoza. Victor Espinoza out there riding at Kentucky Downs. And the guy who convinced him to come out and start riding again, Wesley Ward, gave him the winner. It was Espinoza and Ward, paying $9.60 there. And in the final race of the day, our man Rich Eng's horse finished second in the race. And I got to tell you, I don't criticize jockeys a lot, but Tyler Gaffleon was on Richie's horse. Got a terrible ride. The horse just got a bad ride. Florent Garreau, by the way, wins the last race for Brittany Russell at $23.08. The purse giveaway at Kentucky Downs, through the card yesterday, they have already given away $18,090,000 in purses in Kentucky Downs and that short meet already. And then we'd wrap it up with Jonathan Dardoon's other selection at Colonial Downs. He gave us Cavalier Cupid in the 7th race. Cavalier Cupid reported home as a winner for Caramanos, paying $10.40. So way to go, Jonathan. Nice couple of winners yesterday. But you know what? With inflation and all that, we need more winners today. So we're depending on our handicappers, Jonathan Dardoon, Rich Chang, John Lindo, Jerry J, of course. And, of course, your racing menu comes up next. So don't go away. We're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we'll give you that racing menu. Take a look at the weather as well. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday. Here in Las Vegas, it's 73 degrees. Just a really nice day. We've got overcast clouds, though. They don't look like storm clouds. They look a bit, it's overcast. Anyhow, 73 degrees. We're only going to get up to 95 today. Looks like we're going to get right around that range for the entire weekend here in Las Vegas, in case you're planning on running up the highway or dropping in to the airport here for a weekend here in Las Vegas. Fast, firm, and perfect, always in the race book, though. So it's going to be 95 here. Miami, 85 with some showers. You've got New York, 85 degrees, but no racing. Chicago is windy and 67. Phoenix, Arizona is going to be 96. So they're just 1 degree ahead of us, and they're not the highest temperature in the nation, though. Highest temperature in the nation is San Antonio, Texas, at 99 degrees. But it looks like there's pretty clear going as far as the weather's concerned for horse racing. We got a little bit of action going on the borders of Texas, New Mexico, and Mexico right down in there. Everything else is cleared to the west coast, so Del Mar ought to be in great shape today. And as far as any of the other precipitation, everything else is north in Canada, north of the Great Lakes area. LA is going to be 88, by the way, so I would imagine that Del Mar is right around the same thing there. Okay, time to get started with the racing menu for today. We remind you, first post times we broadcast on this racing menu are that start times in the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at, and that's how they'll roll out here in the book today at South Point. So if you're in the Pacific time zone, these are your post times. If you are not, and you're in another time zone, you'll have to adjust whatever time zone you're in to the Pacific time zone, tweak it out, and then you'll get the first post times right for where you're at, so you don't miss anything. Don't miss the chance of making a bet. I don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 8 races. Yeah, they're back racing at Laurel. Laurel Park has a first post time of 9:10 today, 9:10 at Laurel Park. Belterra Park has 8 races, and Belterra's first post time is at 9:35. 8 races, 9:35 at Belterra. Gulfstream Park has 9 races, and their 9-race card. First post time is at 9:50. 9:50 at Gulfstream Park today for their 9-race card. Horseshoe Indianapolis has 9 races. The final race will be a quarter horse race, but the first 8 will be thoroughbreds. Horseshoe Indianapolis goes at 11:10. First post time 11:10. Colonial Downs, 8 races today, 6 of which are on the turf. Colonial Downs has a first post time of 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1 o'clock at Colonial Downs. Then we go to Woodbine, north of the border. Weather might be a little shaky there at Woodbine. Nevertheless, first post time is 1:30 today, Woodbine, for 8 races. Couple of carryovers there. Pick 6 jackpot stands at $43,979. The Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $46,170. 8 races, Woodbine, 1:30, first post. Going into the final 3 days at Del Mar. Del Mar has that twilight post time. Well, actually, late afternoon. 3 o'clock's the first post there at Del Mar for their 8-race card today. Their feature race at Del Mar is the I'm Smokin' Handicap, or the I'm Smokin' Stakes, really. 5.5 furlongs for 2-year-olds. 8 go to the post in this one. It is a good competitive race for 2-year-olds. The 5-2 favorite there is Sammy Davis, with Hector Barrios aboard. That's the 7th on the card. 8 races today at Del Mar. First post time is at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 3 o'clock at Del Mar. Charlestown has a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $5,115. They have 8 races and a first post time of 4 p.m. Prairie Meadows has a couple of really nice carryovers. The pick 5 jackpot carryover, $43,839. The Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $106,348. Now, the first 3 races at Prairie Meadows will be quarter horses. The last 7 will be thoroughbreds, and the 10-race card starts at 4 p.m. at Prairie Meadows today, 4 o'clock. Remington Park, back in business with all the jockeys, but there's still a couple of, quite a few late scratches there, but I think those were done before, obviously. The settlement. Anyhow, they have first post time for 9 races at Remington at 4 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock at Remington. And then we wrap it up in the Great Northwest at Emerald Downs with a first post time of 7 p.m. for their 7 races at Emerald Downs. They have 2 carryovers. Their pick 5 carryover, the regular pick 5 carryover at Emerald Downs, $10,779. And then they have a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $33,279. And again, first post time, 7 o'clock at Emerald Downs. All righty, let's bring in the guy who gave us winners yesterday, Jonathan Hardoon. Yes. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. We're getting into that sweet spot of pleasant weather here right now. It's really nice out.
I heard there was a rainstorm last night in Vegas. Is that true?
Yeah. There was. We get that monsoon stuff that happens. Yeah. So you just turn off your sprinklers and let it rain during the night. Most people are sleeping anyhow. So you know.
Exactly.
But in any case, we're wrapping up Del Mar, and Bob Baffert, with all of those 2-year-olds that he ran this year at Del Mar, running off the screen, he has more than he actually entered into the 2 big races for 2-year-olds, the Debutante on tomorrow and the Futurity on Sunday. But he still got it loaded. He's got 3 of the 7 in the Debutante and the first 2 favorites in that race, and in the Futurity, I think he's got stacked, I think, 4 horses in that race. But I'll take a look at the. Go ahead.
That's why he was forced, I guess, to ship butane to New York last week to run closing day at Saratoga. He's just overloaded. What is he going to do? Have 5 of the 7 horses in a race? So. But Rich Eng made a great point. I think he sent butane to New York to see, to get a feel for how good the 2-year-olds are.
He wanted to measure the competition back there, I think. Yeah.
And Richie made a great point, and I think he's right. He didn't even win. He ran second. That was the race that Ted Noffi won.
Yeah, so he has a lot of respect for Ted Noffi right now, I'll bet.
Yeah.
In any case, the Del Mar Futurity, which he's won an abundance of as well, has just 6 in it, and half of them make it over half of them. 4 of the 6 are his. Doug O'Neill sends Brigante in there from the rail. Bob Baffert has Brant. That'll be Flavian Pratt. Then Baffert has the 3-horse Balboa, which Kazuchi Kimura will ride. Doug O'Neill has the other horse in the race, Civil Liberty, with Antonio Fresu. And then Baffert has Desert Gate with Hernandez, the 5-horse, and Litmus Test, the 6-horse. Tyler Gaffleone's going to ride for him there. So Baffert, 6 horses in the race. Baffert's got 4. O'Neill's got 2. Case closed.
And Gaffleone's giving up a day at Kentucky Downs to go ride at Del Mar. That's interesting.
Well, all I got to tell you here, my man, is if you can get into the Baffert barn and ride a 2-year-old for him, knowing of all the 2-year-olds he's got out there, maybe that's an investment in the future. You know what I'm talking about?
Long-term investment.
Yeah. In any case, tomorrow, the Del Mar debutante, where Baffert's trying to win his 12th Del Mar debutante. 7 in that race. The 1 is Explora. Hernandez riding for Baffert. The 2 is Himika. Kazuchi Kimura is riding for Baffert. So they are the 2 inside horses. Explora 8-5. Himika is 2-1. The 3 is for Linus. Hector Barrios for Luis Mendez. The 4 is Grandma Mary. Ricardo Gonzalez for Mick Ruiz Sr. The 5 is Bottle of Rouge. Mike Smith riding for Bob Baffert. That horse is the 3rd favorite at 5-1, so he's got the first 3 favorites there. The 6 is Lawali. Antonio Fresu for Mark Glatt. And the 7 is Bourbon and Ginger. Mirko Demura for Richard Mandela. He's got that surrounded.
Yeah, and it's not like he fools anybody because Explorer went off at 20 cents to the dollar when he won. Hamika went off at 20 cents to the dollar when she won, and Hamika went off 20 cents to the dollar when she won. So all these horses obviously are well touted, and rightfully so. They both ran super. Hamika's 2 for 2, Explorer's 1 for 1, and Bottle of Rouge 1 for 2. A winner second. So. He's just got the 2-year-olds totally dominates the 2-year-old racing in Southern California.
No question about that.
Nothing new, though, Ralph. Nothing new.
I understand that, but I got to tell you one thing. I know he's got a lot of impressive 2-year-olds that have run at Del Mar, where the Breeders' Cup is going to be. But I got to tell you, Saratoga had unleashed a few really nice, top-notch 2-year-olds there as well, including that hopeful winner.
Yeah, and also, if you remember, Tom Amos let out that horse, Not Your Time, or In Our Time, whatever the horse's name is, and no one was more of an impressive winner at the meet than that horse was.
Yeah, that horse ran off the screen. Tom Amos has a couple of really nice. He really has a couple of nice 2-year-olds, and so it's the 2-year-old division is going to be interesting when they get down to Del Mar for the juvenile. And don't forget, we got the juvenile, and the juvenile and juvenile fillies. Then you have the juvenile and the juvenile fillies turf, both of those turf ones there too. So it'll be really interesting. I'm telling you, this Breeders' Cup is starting to really come together. And when you talk about that Breeders' Cup Classic, oh man, it's going to be something else.
By the way, they have a juvenile turf race tomorrow at Del Mar, the 7th race. It's a full field of 13, all 2-year-olds on the grass. So, you're right, Ralph. Everyone's testing the waters before the Breeders' Cup, and they want to see what they have, I guess.
Now, we've got those big races at Kentucky Downs tomorrow, 6 big stakes races, and we'll get started early tomorrow and run through those stakes races at Kentucky Downs. They're just giving away buku bucks there. It looked like the turf course is getting a little bit chewed up on the inside, but if you notice, they have those temporary railings out, and I guarantee you for tomorrow's big races, it'll be at
go to zero.
Yeah. Because you could see that.
I agree. It's strange the way they run. They go to the right, and then they come down the hill. It's kind of like 6.5 furlongs down the hillside at Santa Anita. But
it is.
Yeah, this is their whole turf course is like that. So.
But I can say this, that the camera work, the graphics, the commentary, the handicapping, everything has been bumped way up. I mean, it's a signal that you can pleasantly watch and see. And
they had to fix it, Ralph. It was just impossible to watch. It's a terrific meet. It's only 10 days or whatever it is, but it was really just so hard to watch races there. And they certainly made it a lot easier this year with the drones and they installed some other thing, but it seems to be working. Again, 1,000 times better than it was.
Yeah, they got the drone and the cable. They got a cable one too. But you're right in the fact that giving away all that gargantuan amounts of money, which it's almost like a Breeders' Cup day every day there. That it demanded that the camera work and all that stuff get upgraded because it no matter how much money you put out there, if the signal looks lousy, it's not giving the players a good feeling about betting those races.
No, they had to make the investment. They made the investment, and apparently, again, like I said, it's a lot better than it was. And you can watch the races, and you know what's going on. They're giving away so much money. You'd think they would have invested this money a long time ago, but listen, they finally got it right, and that's all that matters.
We're coming to the last 3 days at Del Mar, and Juan Hernandez is certain to be the leading rider there. He's got 41 wins through today, going into the last 3 days. And out of his 41 wins, he's also had 18 second-place finishes. But here's the kicker. Antonio Fresu has had 35 wins, and he is in second place to Hernandez. He's just 6 behind him. But he's had 44 second-place finishes. And if you just turn some of those into winners, this would be a hell of a race. When I looked at that stat, it was amazing. Really amazing.
It really is. I mean, he obviously gets live mounts as Juan Hernandez, and Fresu's coming off winning the Santa Anita title, I believe, and he carried the momentum into Del Mar, and that's the whole idea.
All I could say is no. Juan Hernandez, I think, won the Santa. I think Fresu won he might have won the Los Al title.
Oh, okay.
But in any case, Fresu has made his way into the high echelon of riders right now in Southern California in the Jocks Room. He's ridden in 28 stakes races at Del Mar, has 2 wins in the stakes races, and 11 seconds in those races.
Yeah, and I wonder how many times Hernandez beat him. So.
Yeah, not to mention, Hernandez, a lot of his wins came on those Baffert 2-year-olds.
Exactly.
So it's going to be really interesting, the final days. And we've got one of the 3 final days right now today here for the Del Mar, and the first post time is going to be 3 o'clock, which will be 6 o'clock your time. But nevertheless, I believe it's a good competitive 8 race field at Del Mar today. And you never know what you're going to get on a Friday night when they start late between the atmospheric stuff going on at Del Mar.
And the tide and everything else.
Yeah. I don't think it's much. Well, it could be, but I mean, they do get that little bit of a marine layer sometimes there as well, and they might very well have it at this time of the year. But in any case, you've got 8 races at Del Mar. Where are we going with the horse?
We're going to look at the 8th and final, Ralph. It's a mile on the turf, and I love the number 1 horse in here, We the Hobby. This is a 3-year-old filly who has 9 career starts, and she's improved in each and every one of them. She was hung out wide last time out. Rider switched it to Kazuchi Kimura. I think he's going to put her on the lead or close to it anyway. She has the advantage of breaking from the rail, 4-1 on the morning line. This is a pick 5, pick 6 single. Number 1, We the Hobby, 8th and final out at Del Mar.
A pick 5 and a pick 6 single. What about the pick? What about the pick 4, the pick 3, and the double?
Okay. Hit every pool. Go ahead.
There you go. I mean, if he's going to be a single for that, he could be a single for everything. He's going to be single going into the last race. So it's either macaroni and cheese or a steak dinner tonight.
Exactly.
One of the two.
And on the East Coast, we get to stay up till 9:45.
Yeah, well, you'll have dinner already. It won't matter for that. Yeah. But it might be either, a quick glass of water or maybe a glass of wine after this race for you. But in any case, the eighth race, number 1, We the Hobby, the 1 horse in the 8th race. And by the way, Jonathan has selections in the first 7 races as well, a full sheet at Del Mar today, right?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe. Be well. We'll talk tomorrow. We got all those Kentucky down races.
Yes, we do, my man. Thanks a lot for the couple of winners yesterday. We keep the mojo going with We the Hobby today. Thanks.
Thank you, Ralphie.
All right. We're going to go to a break as the horses continue to train around the country in the morning. Get ready for afternoon competition. And don't forget to join us on YouTube. when you get to our page, see if you want to jump into the chat box. It's always interesting in the chat box. And if you haven't tried it before, all you got to do is hit subscribe. Subscription is free. And then you can start chatting away as well. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday. Let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Now, Richie, you have a function to go to over the weekend out of town, so you won't be here with us physically either tomorrow or Sunday, but your sheet will be there for Del Mar, and you'll be leaving us picks, right?
Yeah, I'll still have Del Mar and Kentucky Downs for both Saturday and Sunday. That'll be available for all of my subscribers and available for purchase. And, of course, I'll send it into to you guys. And I'll make picks for both tracks. So I'll have 2 picks on Saturday and 2 horse picks on Sunday.
What about football? You going to give us a college football play on Saturday and an NFL play on Sunday?
Well, if you twist my arm, Ralph, maybe I'll come up with the A play. The early season for both college and pro can be chaotic, so that's why I've been a little reticent about jumping into the water because crazy things happen. Well, like last night's game, it was 24-20. Both teams are going up and down the field, and then they suspend the game for an hour plus because of thunder and lightning, and nobody scored for the last 20 minutes of the game. And it looked like a dead over, and then both teams stopped scoring.
You know, I was talking on the phone with a friend of mine, and I told her, I says, it's bound to go over while the intermission was on the suspension because of the weather. And it winds up going under. And you and I talked yesterday about me saying that in the early games, since the players, the starters, really don't play preseasons like their preseason, that sometimes it's better just to bet the under because the timing for the offense might be off. And boy, was I eating it up until the break, and then they came back, and it looked as if whatever coaching was going on in that hour in Dallas's locker room was very potent, and what was going on in the Philadelphia locker room was just to say, let's kill the clock and get out of here.
Certainly that's an angle, but I think what also can happen is since they were in the locker room for more than an hour, I think the coaches actually had a chance to make real adjustments for what they had seen in the first half of the game. So, in the second half, you notice the Eagles were not able to run the ball as effectively.
No, they shut down Barkley. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they shut down Barkley. Hurts did have some really key runs for first downs to keep possession and kill the clock. But yeah, and Dallas was, I tell you, the kid C.D. Lamb, he dropped at least 3 balls that would have won the game for Dallas.
Right in his basket, too, which is something he does not do. But, boy, he was beside himself on the sidelines as the clock kicked down because he knew that he could have won the game for Dallas, that's for sure.
Yep.
And all I can say is Philadelphia without their key man in the middle, and that was a stupid thing to do as far as that spitting thing was concerned. But in any case,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Carter. If people didn't see the start of the game, Jalen Carter, probably the Eagles' best defensive player, spit on Dak Prescott and got thrown out of the game. Just idiotic.
Yeah, it was a confrontation. They were all on edge. Both teams. They were ready to go, and so that was, I think, a key in how the game was played and how Dallas managed to do it. They did a lot of running early. They were running a lot early, and this guy in the middle wouldn't let that happen. So all I would say about after last night's game is don't let that score deceive you. Take a look at what happened in the game and adjust accordingly for the next game. Tonight, I guess the Chiefs are going to play the Chargers, and this thing is on YouTube. Is that right?
Yeah, it's in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and I guess there is some concern about the field. It's a soccer field converted for football, but I heard that they played a game there like 7 days ago, so they're a little worried that the turf actually might be just slightly chewed up. But I saw the line this morning. It's Kansas City -3.5 over the Chargers. I think if you're going to play the game, I'd have to lean toward Kansas City, but as a straight bet, I would have to buy that half point. You don't want to have that hook sitting out there at 3.5. You'd rather buy it down to 3. And the Chargers, last year they had a miraculous season under Jim Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. They did, try to beef up both sides, but they suffered a key injury to Slater, their starting left tackle. He's out for the season, and it didn't look like they signed many weapons to help Justin Herbert. So I'm a little reticent on backing the Chargers at this point till they show me something. I would lean toward Kansas City and buy that half point.
We are all chomping at the bit for football again, that's for sure. But this thing being played so far away on a field that is suspect, and certainly having to watch it on YouTube, maybe I think I'm just going to pass it and get ready for the big weekend.
No problem there, Ralph. There's still a few hundred more games.
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
Oh yeah. And there's a great college track football tomorrow as well. And we got Del Mar that starts at 3:00 today as well. And so you got your Del Mar sheet, Richie. All I can say, and I don't criticize jockeys that much because things can happen, but your Tyler Gaffleon really gave your horse a bad ride yesterday.
I kind of thought he rode the race maybe a little overconfident. He thought he maybe had the race in his hip pocket. Yeah. And Flavien Prat went out there, opened up a big lead, and there was no way he was going to be able to catch him. No. He was just second best.
No, but he was caught in a lot of switches that he didn't have to be in because early in the race he was behind the pack, but he was clear before the other pack, and then he just dawdled along there and got himself trapped. And then by the time he got out, Prat was gone. But I'll still bet Tyler Gaffleon. I think he's a great jockey as well. All right, let's get a pick here.
Del Mar race 2, 5 furlongs on the turf. Let's go with the turf maestro, Hector Barrios, number 3, Tight Squeeze. This horse had kind of a troubled trip, a little bumping around. Didn't quite get a chance to get the kind of trip that Barrios usually gets on the turf. We'll go with the 3, Tight Squeeze, race 2.
All right, second race at Del Mar today. Remember, first post time is 3:00. This thing ought to go around 3:30. So in the second race, number 3, Tight Squeeze. The 3 winning the second race with Barrios aboard on the turf for Rich Eng. Second race, the 3 horses Richie's play. And again, full sheet for Richie at Del Mar right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Rich, you'll keep us posted with sending us stuff, and we'll pass it along to you as Richie takes the weekend off to do some family things. So enjoy yourself, Richie. Be safe, be careful on your travels, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ralph. Good luck, everybody, and have a great weekend to all.
All right, you got it, my man. And now we will take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to have John Lindo and Jerry J. Hey, don't forget, it's football season. You got to get Football Frenzy. It's Friday Football Frenzy, every Friday now for football with our staff of handicappers here at the South Point, right here at YouTube, later on today. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
You get value with the home team.
Even though the total's been batted down a little bit, I still think it's okay to go under.
Lean into the favorite. I do like the over.
You're talking about two-way action, over 3 touchdowns.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
If you see a hook here, it's not going to last long.
Are we sure either of these quarterbacks are good?
Hell no, we're not sure.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back to wrap up the Friday show here from Las Vegas for Race Day Las Vegas. And now time to go out to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, you know, it looks like there's a lot of that monsoon type of action going on in the Southwest here at Phoenix. You know, here in Las Vegas, we had rain overnight that builds up during the day, during the monsoon season. Phoenix is having it. And I noticed that there has been a little bit of action over Southern California as well.
Yeah, good morning. I tell you, most of it's toward the mountains, a little bit east of us here. And the coast isn't. We're a little bit overcast this morning, but not anticipating any rain. We should be fine for racing. It's a little bit muggy, but not terrible. So we'll finish off the Del Mar meet with 30 races this weekend, 8 today, 11 tomorrow, and 11 on Sunday.
Well, Baffert's loaded for bear in the big two races for the 2-year-olds, the debutante and the futurity. I guess they can almost, carve his name on the trophy.
Yeah, what a surprise, huh?
Yeah.
You look at the Sunday's Del Mar futurity, 6 horses in the race, 4 are Bafferts. They're all, impressive maiden winners. The other 2 are maidens trained by Doug O'Neill. That's all they could find to rustle up against Bob Baffert. So, and there won't be any place or show wagering in the Del Mar futurity on Sunday. Win wagering only.
Wow.
And, obviously not a betting race, but we got to go to school on these good 2-year-olds.
I will give Doug O'Neill a high five for being a sportsman and putting 2 maidens in there to try the Baffert, contingent. That's for sure. Hey, jockey trainer standings going into the weekend.
3 days left. You got Juan Hernandez. He's going to be tough to catch. He's got 41 wins. Antonio Fresu second with 35, and Hector Barrios third with 23. Bob Baffert already the leading trainer, 20 wins so far. Phil D'Amato, Mark Glatt, they've each got 16. And for you, Ralph, the favorites keep going up, now at 41.6% for the meet.
Wow. Well, I was talking earlier with Jonathan Ardoon about Hernandez and Fresu. How many races Fresu has finished second and 35 wins in 44 seconds. If he did just produce some of those seconds into wins, we'd have a really a tight race, a real tight race for the jockey standings.
Yeah, that's 79 races in the exacta for Antonio Fresu. He's had a terrific meet, a little bit unlucky, but he won 10 races last week. But unfortunately for him, Juan Hernandez won 10 as well. So they dominated last week.
Well, and if you could take all of those Hernandez wins that he had on those 2-year-olds that Baffert had for the meet, because really in most of those races he was nothing more than the necessary package on the horse, it would have turned the entire thing around.
Well, that's why you want to get in that Bob Baffert stable.
Yeah.
He'll rattle off, especially this time of year when he gets those good ones. You never know what you're going to get on. And he got to pick and choose his mounts this weekend. He took Explora in the debutante tomorrow over Hamika, who won the Sereno. So that might tell you about what he thinks of Explora.
And boy, that Kentucky Downs is just shoveling out money, over $18 million plus in purse money given away already. And they've got the big day tomorrow with all of those $1 million and multi-million-dollar races.
Yeah, 6 races in a row tomorrow, $2 million or more. That's incredible. It's a Breeders' Cup-esque as far as purses go.
John, what's the Lindo Report going to do over the weekend?
I've got Del Mar, obviously, Friday, Saturday, closing day, Sunday. Tomorrow, I'll do the last 6 races at Kentucky Downs, 5 of those $2 million plus stakes races in the last race. So that's a $1 pick 6 sequence. We'll take a look at those races. I think I'm just going to stick with Del Mar with the 11 races on closing day.
All right. You got it, Jonathan, and John, I should say. And John, all of your Lindo reports, no matter how many of them you got, no matter how many in each day you got, whatever you got in the Lindo report, every one of those editions is available each and every day right here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge for the customers here because they love horse players here. Well, John, yeah?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's get started with the winner.
Let's go to race number 6 today at Del Mar. In the 6th race, number 6, Counterbalance, ran evenly and finished up well, sprinting first time out. She is bred top and bottom to go 2 turns on turf. She's come back to work well out of that race. I really think this is what she wants to do on the stretch out today. I think 4-1 on the line is a very fair price on number 6, Counterbalance, race number 6 at Del Mar.
All right, 6th race at Del Mar, easy to remember. 6th race, number 6. Number 6, Counterbalance, is John Lindo's play for the race day listeners in the 6th race at Del Mar. And, of course, you have the entire Lindo report that covers all the races at Del Mar, plus a suggested late pick 4, and all that goody information on it that includes the ship and win horses that are running today at Del Mar as well. And the Lindo report, of course, here free of charge at the South Point. John, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, my man.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it. And now we go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Let's see what he's got his Raiders cap on today.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Pete's.
Good morning, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing?
It was an interesting game last night, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well played. I mean, both quarterbacks really played really nicely, I thought. And it was a good game. And then, of course, Jalen Carter gets a special mention for his outstanding.
Yeah.
Seriously, they should send him home for the year. They should.
Yeah, that was a really brain dead moment. No question about it. Okay, well, now we're going to get to Del Mar. You only have one power page because you only do Southern California and New York, and of course, New York doesn't get started back at Belmont at Aqueduct until the 11th of September. So we've got the Del Mar power pages for today, and of course, they're available at jerryjspowerpage.com. Jerry, do you see, or is it just one of these mental, kind of things that people just want to drum up? Do you see any type of difference in performances of horses with the late post time near the ocean at Del Mar as you do in the regular post time?
It's really tough because it's a small sample. You see it once a week. And, I suspect some stuff, but it's very hard as a handicapper like myself, who's really looking for improving form horses and not worried so much about who's going to the front and who's trips and things like that.
Sure.
I'm just really looking for form cycles that tell me a horse is going to outproduce what what would normally be thought that he would outproduce. So it doesn't affect me that way, but I've always suspected it, though.
Okay. Well, we can't put it, because people, obviously, you feel differently at the beach at 12 noon when you're out there, and then at night, when you're going out to dinner at the beach. So I thought maybe the atmospherics might have something to do with the horses as well.
It might be tides. It's got to have a low water table. It's right by the ocean.
Sure.
So.
All right, let's get started. Give me a pick.
Yeah. That's the reason you look for form cycles.
Okay.
Let's go to the 8th. By the way, on John's play, just want to say I have a star on that horse.
Yes, you do. I was thinking of that when he gave out that horse. That is a star horse. All right, 8th race. Where are we going?
2 more star horses in the race. Let's go to the 1 horse, We the Hobby for Pete Miller.
Okay.
Kimura up 4-1. Not too bad a price. We go down to maybe 3-1, 5-2. That's where I'm drawing the line. I just think this horse is this filly's faster than all the rest of them and just going to probably outrun them. But let's take the 1 over the 2, 4, 8, 10, and 12.
Okay.
Do our reverses.
Okay.
The 1 in race number 8, that's our pop-out. It's really not a pop-out key, but it is our featured play.
All right. That is your featured play, the 8th race. Jonathan Ardoon also came with that horse earlier, so I've got the Good Housekeeping Handicapper seal of approval on this. So in the 8th race, both Jonathan and Jerry like the 1 horse, We the Hobby. Jerry's link-ups are 2, 4, 8, and 10. 2, 4, 8, and 10.
12.
And 12, I'm sorry.
10 and 12.
Yes.
2, 4, 8, 10, and 12.
2, 4, 8, 10, and 12. 5 link-ups to the 1 horse, We the Hobby, and of course reverse. Get the rest, the power pages that include those 3 star horses in that particular race with John as well, right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right, Jerry, well, we'll wrap it up for today and remind everybody that we'll be back tomorrow, God willing. So go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.